The power of consistency, small steps, big impact. Let me ask you a simple question. What would you do if I told you that the secret to success isn't about making giant leaps or grand gestures, but rather about the small, seemingly insignificant steps you take every single day? Sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the thing. Consistency is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It's the difference between people who achieve extraordinary success and those who fall short. Today, I'm here to talk about the power of consistency. We often hear about the big success stories, the grand achievements, the overnight sensations. But what we don't always see are the countless small, disciplined actions taken day in and day out to get there. Those tiny, often boring, repetitive steps that build momentum over time, that's where the magic happens. I want to share a story from my own life. A few years ago, I set out to run a marathon. Now, if you know me, you'd know that I wasn't exactly born to run. The idea of running 26.2 miles felt impossible. But I made a decision. I wasn't going to focus on the marathon, I was going to focus on the next mile, 1 mile at a time. Every day I ran, sometimes just a mile, sometimes more. But I made sure I was consistent. And let me tell you, there were days I wanted to quit, days my body and mind screamed at me to stop. But I kept going. Why? Because I knew that every small run was building something bigger. And eventually, after months of this daily grind, I crossed that marathon finish line. It wasn't the one long run that got me there. It was the daily, consistent effort that made the impossible possible. This is how consistency works in every area of life. Think about fitness. You don't get fit by working out intensely for 1 week and then doing nothing for the rest of the month. You get fit by showing up to the gym regularly, putting in the work, and sticking to it over time. Or think about finances. You don't build wealth overnight. You build it through small, disciplined habits, like saving a little bit every paycheck, investing wisely, and letting those small efforts compound over time. Consistency is the glue that holds progress together, and yet, it's the one thing most people overlook. They think it's about doing something massive, all at once. But the truth is, small, incremental actions done consistently are far more powerful than sporadic bursts of effort. Now, I know what you're thinking. Consistency sounds boring. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. And you're right, it's not. But the results? They're anything but boring. Imagine for a moment what your life could look like if you committed to just one small, consistent action in an area you've been neglecting. What if you started waking up 30 minutes earlier every day to work on that project you've been putting off? What if you committed to reading just 10 pages of a book every day? What if you made a small effort to connect with one person in your network every week? These small actions might seem insignificant on their own, but over time they build into something massive. Let's do something right now. Think of an area in your life where you've been wanting to make progress. Got it? Now, instead of thinking about the big, daunting goal, I want you to break it down into one small, daily action you can take starting today. Write it down, commit to it, and make it non-negotiable. This is the small step that will get you closer to your goal. Turn to the person next to you and share that one small step. It could be as simple as drinking more water every day, writing for 10 minutes each morning, or spending 5 minutes meditating. The key is to make it something you can repeat consistently. The thing about consistency is that it's not about perfection. You're going to have days where you fall short. You'll miss a workout, skip a task, or get off track. That's okay. What matters is getting back to it the next day. No excuses. It's about showing up over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, talks about the concept of getting 1% better every day. That's all it takes. 1. And over the course of a year, those tiny, consistent improvements compound into something huge. That's the power of small, steady progress. So how do you start harnessing the power of consistency? Start small. Choose one area of your life that you want to improve and focus on one small, repeatable action. It's not about transforming your life overnight, it's about laying one brick at a time, building a solid foundation. Because here's the truth. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who make the biggest moves once in a while. They're the ones who show up every single day. They're the ones who take small, consistent steps, and before they know it, they've built something remarkable. Consistency isn't flashy, but it works. It's the slow burn that creates lasting change. So what's the small step you're going to take today? What's the thing you can do every day that, over time, will lead to the big impact you're looking for? I'll leave you with this. Success is not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The small steps you take today, tomorrow, and the next day, they're the steps that will carry you to greatness. So start today. Take that first small step, and then take another tomorrow. Because when you look back in a year, 2 years, or 5, you'll realize that those small steps created something bigger than you ever imagined.